Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's tutorial, I will demonstrate how to draft, cut and sew an all-round built-up pleated neckline. Hi, my name is Ayo and welcome to 011 Clothings Tutorials. On this channel, I upload DIYs, pattern drafting and sewing tutorials. If you haven't subscribed yet, kindly do so, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So now, let's get right into the tutorial. Thank you! So I have here my basic bodice pattern, which I'm going to alter into an all-round built-up neckline. I have a detailed tutorial on how to do this on my channel. The link to the tutorial will be above and in the description box below. So I have altered the neckline of the basic bodice pattern into an all-round built-up neckline. I am making use of the loose-fitting all-round built-up neckline. You can also make use of the close-fitting all-round built-up neckline if you are working with a stretchy fabric. So I will now go ahead and cut out the front and the back pattern pieces. The next thing I will do is to transfer the bust dart to the waist dart like this. I will close the bust dart and I will transfer it to the waist dart. I will place a new pattern paper underneath it like this and I will sellotape it in place. I will trim off the excess pattern paper like this. And this is the newly increased waist dart. Next, I will draft the kimono sleeve and I will fix extra pattern paper at the armhole. So I'll fix the extra pattern paper. I will extend the shoulder line like this from the shoulder tip. I will measure and mark 8 inches on the new shoulder extension, and from the 8 inch point, I will come down by 1 inch. I will now connect the 1 inch point to the shoulder line extension like this. From the base of the armhole curve, I will come down by 1.5 inches. I will also come down by 1.5 inches again. From the first 1.5 inch point, I will measure and mark 2 inches, and then I will draw a short horizontal line like this. I will curve this side like this. I will now connect these 2 points together with a ruler like this. And the kimono sleeve is ready. I have also gone ahead to do the same thing on the back pattern as well. I will now go ahead and cut out the patterns like this. This is the front pattern. Because the neckline design is asymmetrical, that is, we only have pleats on one side of the blouse, I have to cut out the full front pattern on another pattern paper like this. So I'll go ahead and do that now. I will pin the front pattern along the folded edge of the paper. Then I will now cut out the new full front pattern. I will transfer the waist dart to the new full front pattern. And this is what the full front pattern looks like. I will mark where the actual shoulder line ends using my tracing wheel. I will draw out the waist darts like this. And these are the points where the shoulder line ends before the kimono sleeve. I will also transfer the points where the built-up neckline starts from onto the new front pattern using a tracing wheel. I will mark the points using my marker. So the space in between these 2 points is the actual shoulder line. And this is where I will create the 3 pleats. I will divide it into 2 and I will mark the midpoint like this. We now have 3 points which I'm going to connect to the tips of the 2 waist darts. So I will do the connection like this. I will now slash open the 3 lines like this. Then I will close the waist dart, thus transferring the waist dart to the shoulders. I will place a new pattern paper underneath the front pattern and then I will sellotape it in place. We now have 3 pleats which I'm going to fold in place like this. Also I will pin it in place before trimming off the excess pattern paper. I will outline the shoulder line like this with my marker first. Then I will go ahead and trim off the excess paper. I will now unpin the pleats. And these are the 3 positions of the pleats, of the shoulder pleats. Next, I will go ahead and draw out the shape of the front and the back neckline facing, which is 4 inches wide. I am using the initial front pattern to trace out the neckline facing. That is the half front pattern, not the full front pattern. I will now trace out the front and the back neckline facing on another paper like this and cut out the facing pieces. This is the middle line on the full front pattern. And it is the center front. I I have gone ahead to pin the front pattern on the fabric. I used half an inch seam allowance all around the pattern, except for the side seam where I use 1 inch side seam allowance. Since this is the full front pattern, there is no need to fold the fabric into two, so I will go ahead and cut out the pattern on my fabric, and the fabric is just one single layer. The next thing to do is to rearrange the position of the shoulder pleats. If I go ahead and hold the pleats in place as they are, the pleats will be uneven. So I will measure the width of the 3 shoulder pleats. And the sum of the 3 pleats is equal to 7.5 inches. Next, I will measure the distance from the built-up neckline to the first shoulder pleat, and this is equal to 1 inch and 3/4. So the space in between the 3 pleats will be 1 inch and 3/4. Because we have 3 shoulder pleats, I will divide the 7.5 inches into 3, and this is equal to 2.5 inches. So each pleat will be 2.5 inches wide. So on the fabric, I will measure 2.5 inches each for the width of each of the 3 pleats, and the distance in between the 3 pleats is 1 inch and 3/4. I will notch all the points in place on the fabric. This is the back pattern, which has been pinned on the fabric, and I've already folded the fabric into 2 layers. I used half an inch seam allowance all around the fabric, except for the side seam where I use 1 inch side seam allowance. There is no seam allowance at the center back because there is already 1 inch zip allowance at the center back. I will now go ahead and cut it out. This is the front piece. I will now remove the pattern from the fabric like this. Next, I will fold the pleats at the shoulders and I will pin them in place, following the notches that I've already made on the shoulders. The pleats will be folded in such a way that they face the raised neckline, and they are knife pleats. After pinning the pleats in place, I will sew them in place about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge of the fabric. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see. I have cut out the neckline facing on the fabric, and I've fused interfacing to the wrong side of the facing, and I've also hemmed the lower part of the facing. I will now pin the front facing to the neckline of the garment, right side to right side. After pinning, I will stitch it in place using half an inch sewing allowance. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see. After stitching, I notch the seam allowances, and then I understitch the seam allowance to the neckline of the facing, and I've also given it a thorough press with my pressing iron. I did the same thing for the back pieces as well, and I've also given the back pieces a thorough press with my pressing iron. I left 1 inch opening at the center back on the necklines. This will allow me to fix an invisible zip to the center back of the garment. I will now go ahead and fix this invisible zip to the center back of the two back pieces. So now I have fixed the zip, as you can see. I will now place the front piece on top of the back piece like this, right side to right side. I will open up the shoulders. I will pin the front and the back shoulders together like this, making sure that the seam lines match up. After pinning, I will take it to my sewing machine and I will stitch it in place using 1/2 inch sewing allowance. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see, and I've also ironed it very well. What I'll do now is to go ahead and hem the edges of the kimono sleeve. After doing this, I will turn the garment such that right sides are together. Then I will sew the side seams in place using 1 inch sewing allowance. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see, and I've given the blouse a thorough press with my pressing iron. And this is the final look of the blouse with a pleated built-up neckline. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, share this video with your friends who are interested in sewing, and do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. See you in my next tutorial. Bye, and thank you so much for watching.